If you're here, you must be wondering the question everyone has been wondering. Why don't I have a girlfriend? Let me tell you why. Okay, but on a serious note, I thought it was kind of fitting to talk about this and bring up why I've never actually had a girlfriend, and I've never really talked about my love life before. Since you guys enjoyed me yapping for so long last video, I thought I'd yap some more, but this time about my full love life and kind of how I feel about that, and if I've ever had any connections other than Alex and the kiss you guys saw. You know, it's kind of one of those things that, like, I have had opportunities throughout my life to pursue love and probably could have someone. I could honestly probably go all the way back to my childhood and just talk about like how I grew up, because I feel like a lot of my childhood I was just kind of alone and like didn't really have many opportunities to go out and do stuff where it would give me a chance to find someone like that. I wouldn't lie and say that I had the most traumatic, horrible childhood, but I had my fair share of things that, you know, family issues and parents' divorce and just moving around and not really staying in the same place ever. And I feel like the way that I grew up really has a big role to play in how I am today, because all that moving around and being in and out of school, not really sticking anywhere, it changed me a lot in a lot of ways, in the ways that I think, in the way that I see the world and people. Like school, for instance, was a hard one for me when I was growing up. I had a really hard time going. I never really felt like I got a good chance to enjoy school or like make many friends that I actually wanted to be friends with for a long time. It's not really something I ever thought I would talk about, but I just never, I don't know, it's just a weird topic for me, school, because I never really liked it too much. I was the kid who kind of just tried to avoid it in any way I could, and I would like, you know, ask to get taken out of school, or like I would make up reasons why I need to go home. I don't know, I just felt different in a way, and like I didn't belong there. And I had a big period in my life where I didn't really want to learn anything. I just wasn't interested. I didn't find any subjects that I wanted to stick with and learn. I was never really sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. It was just a little bit different because I didn't really feel like I knew what I wanted to do, or where I was going to end up out of school, where I would be leaving, what I would be doing, if I had any friends. Like I said, it's not really the most traumatic or dramatic life story. I just had a weird childhood where I didn't really feel like I belonged or knew what I was gonna do, you know? I never really had any love interests that much, at least. Maybe some childish stuff whenever I was like 10, I guess. But other than that, I kind of just kept to myself throughout school and tried my best to just get home and go climb a fucking tree or play Call of Duty or try to play the guitar, because I had a phase where I was trying to learn how to play, and I mean, I didn't really stick with it, but I wanted to. I guess you could say that was an interest. Yeah, anyways, blah, blah, blah. School was kind of boring. Not really much to say about that. Just wanted to throw it in there because it's a part of my life. And it definitely does play a part in why I've never gotten a girlfriend. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move because I'm on an old, dusty golf cart right now. And my butt's probably covered in dust. So let me find a new camera angle for you guys. So as my school years went on and that side of my life continued, I kind of just made it through. I definitely put a lot of my years into games and just being online a lot, really, because that's all I had. At this point, we were still moving quite a lot. We moved across the country many times, mainly for like my dad's job-related stuff. So I'd be online a lot because I didn't really feel like it was necessary to make friends in real life whenever I could just, you know, have them online. But I feel like that kind of affected me a little bit in a way and made it so I never really went out of my house and felt like meeting anyone new. I even ended up doing some homeschooling instead of going to school because we were living like far in the fucking woods for a few years, and there was like this nearest school was like 30 minutes away, and just decided that'd be better. Now, honestly, I can't really complain. Okay, I make this maybe sound worse than it really is, because the upside of spending more time at home and, you know, around your family is I get to do stuff that kids usually don't get to do, like traveling and exploring and learning actual things that you need to know in life, you know? So I feel like around like 13 or 14, I felt a lot more mature and kind of past a lot of drama that a normal 14-year-old would be having, which, I've become really appreciative of that and the things that I got to experience when I was younger, because a lot of people do not get to go and have more freedom, during their childhood, because you kind of feel trapped in school and obligated to do things and stay around a certain area. And I didn't really have any of that necessarily. And as lost as I felt during that time of, just kind of not really having an objective in life, and I didn't really realize at the time that I was experiencing and going through things that would help me in the future and that would actually make me into the person that I've become. So, as much as it sucks kind of being lonely and that feeling of not really having anywhere to go, or you just feel like you're kind of there doing the same thing over and over, it did have a lot of upsides to it, and I was lucky enough to have a mom who really cared about me and wanted to give me a good life and my brothers a good life. And I'll be forever grateful for that, and I don't regret any of the things that happened. Come to learn that that's pretty much the case always. Whenever stuff happens, good or bad, it's usually for a reason, and it usually leads you to something better. You probably won't see it right away. It sometimes just takes a bit, but I've realized it's really is for the better. And there's always something good to come out of pain or struggle. But yeah, around this time, this was probably around whenever I started to kind of want love and, looking for that. I remember, I experimented with different dating apps, which was a mistake. Those were never, ever good. But, I had a few things like online or pretty much just online here and there that maybe would have turned into something if I let it. But that was one of the big things that I learned on my own through just a lot of personal things that, I'm not going to get into all my life details, but something that I came to realize pretty early on was that I don't want fast, easy love. You know what I mean? Like, I never ever found an interest in wanting to go sleep around or, go to a party and hook up with someone. Really, I probably had many opportunities to do that, but I chose not to, because to each their own. If you want to be a party person and you want to go and have, experiment and have different relationships, and that's completely fine. Do what you feel is best for you. But I do know that everyone deep down wants a real, genuine connection. Someone that, they can be honest and themselves around always. And shit, if we're being cheesy, I think a big part of my childhood also revolved around movies and just film, TV in general. I don't know if anyone can relate with that. I feel like you probably can, because that kind of media is a big part of your childhood, I'm sure. It definitely was for mine. I watched a lot of movies, a lot of movies. I had nothing better to do, really. And so I took a lot of life advice or kind of life perspectives from different movies, a combination of lots of movies and things, different ideals and outlooks, people, emotions and people. I learned a lot about people, because you can learn a lot through movies. Movies aren't just all fiction, there's a lot of things you can pick apart with personalities and characters in movies and just learn a lot, I don't know, this might just be more of a personal experience, everyone learns things and lessons in their own ways. Anyways, yeah, I just had learned and felt really early on that I wanted to find something real, and I just wanted to skip past a lot of the lessons where I would go to a party and, get with someone and then, heartbreak, whatever. I just say, this kind of makes me sound like a hopeless romantic. Maybe that's what I am. Is that'd be the definition of a hopeless romantic, huh? I'd also say that I'm kind of old-fashioned in a lot of ways. As in, I love a nice slow burn, kind of getting to know each other and learning every little detail about someone that you're interested in, and just being friends and, just trying things out, going on a date or two, and experimenting how you guys feel and taking it slow in a way that just feels right and giving the time and attention that person deserves. I've always just felt that, if I were to have someone, I would want to make sure that they knew they would be safe with me and they would be taken care of and loved above all else. I just love living for the details in love, in life, and experiencing, paying attention to all of the things that are happening around you and in your relationship, or if you're dating or if you're just friends. I don't know, taking it slow, enjoying every second of it, because you don't get that back, you don't get that time back. I learned that very quick, that time doesn't stop as much as I wish it could sometimes. Okay, anyways, yeah, so I had a lot of expectations for myself, okay, because I was really hard on myself. I had a lot of expectations on who I was trying to be and who I wanted to find. So I'm lonely, don't really have any good goals or places to go right at this moment in time, and I want to find love, but that's kind of hard for someone who hasn't ever actually experienced it other than through movies or made up experiences in my head, I don't know. Yeah, after school, and I mean, kind of after school, it was still during school, but my life just kept kind of feeling stale. I wanted to do something. I wanted to make something work because I had a lot of expectations for myself. I had a lot of aspirations that I wanted to be something, but I grew up never really being pushed or pushing myself to do things. And so whenever I got out of school, I pretty much immediately started taking my driving test and figure out how to get a car, take my parents if I have to, and just go out, do things. Something I really focused on was trying to learn how to just communicate and be confident, because I feel like a lot of people, it's not taught enough, is being confident, self-confidence, and loving yourself and knowing your worth. It's sad because it's rare if you get parents who teach you that and you're surrounded by that. A lot of people grow up without that. They grow up with a lot of self-doubt and negative images about themselves. And of course I went through that too, but I got to a point where I just kind of chose to fix that myself and not be that way, because in reality I had nothing to worry about. You shouldn't either, because absolutely every one of you watching this video, okay, whatever your problem may be in your head, I'm gonna tell you like everyone else has probably told you, it's not that serious. You can get over it. You can fix it. Whether it's a self-image of how you perceive yourself, how you look, if you're not confident in something, if you feel you're lacking in some way, or you feel like you don't have something that others have, listen to me when I say this, okay? Seriously, I promise you, you have the power to make your life what you want and to be the person that you dream to be. The only one who can change that and do that is you, and you have that power. Everyone does, because everyone has that same power inside them. And just sometimes it takes trauma, experiences, failing, learning to get that, to unlock that power, if you will. I'm not saying it's easy, especially when you have no good influences around you, because I know, like I said, a lot of people don't. But I'll tell you, just start small, okay? If it is a self-image issue that you have, look, don't be afraid to try new things, okay? If someone around you is judging you because you want to try something, or change your hair, if you want to get your ears pierced, nose pierced, if you want to, dye your hair, just do it. Just do it. The worst that can happen is you maybe look silly for a little bit, you don't like it, you fix it, try something else. You learned and you experienced that thing. That is the most important thing in life, is experience and learning, because you really don't get anywhere, you don't grow as a person without learning and failing and experiencing. So get that new haircut, okay? Trim your eyebrows, okay? Do some skincare. Whatever it is, okay? Just do it. Put in that work that most people don't do themselves. You'll notice a big difference and realize that it really wasn't that hard. Change any circumstance in your life, any outcome, you can do it. And as cheesy as it sounds, because I'm not going to get into all of it, but the best way I can say it is you really genuinely just have to believe that you can do it. Force yourself to believe. If it's delusion, just be delusional. Force yourself to believe you can do that, and you're gonna have it. You already have it. You're gonna be that way. You are that person. You have that person. Whatever it is, I believe in you to make the right choice for yourself, and always put yourself first, because at the end of the day, if you don't put yourself first and you choose to put other people first, or other people's opinions about you first, you're gonna waste a whole lot of your life and realize that none of that actually mattered. And being yourself is a lot more fun and freeing. So whatever that looks like, just do it. Oh my god, I know this is supposed to be about me and having no girlfriend, but I just enjoy giving life advice sometimes, because I know that there's a lot of people out there being stupid, and these problems are really simple, but they're too afraid to actually do them on your own, and you never know whenever hearing some advice might change someone's life. So, I'm gonna say it whenever I can. Yap, okay, shut up, emo boy, I know, okay, yeah. I'll get back to what I was saying. Okay, this might be the stupidest angle yet. This tripod standing above me like some freaky Sabrina Carpenter position. Anyways, yeah, so at some point, I ended up getting a job at a Korean barbecue. I'm sure that some of you guys have already known that. I've said that a few times on like streams and in certain videos. That was the first job that I ever had, and it was pretty nice. Nothing really bad to say about it. I mean, except that I couldn't stand not being able to eat the meat. But I'm bringing this up more because there was a few times in this part of my life where I was interested in possibly having a relationship with a few different people at different times. Okay, it was not I wasn't trying to have multiple relationships at once. Okay, no, I mean, there was someone that I actually met that came to eat at the place that I haven't really ever talked about it because it was just kind of like a very quick thing, but she had come in a few times and she asked for my number one time. That was very unexpected because I feel like we had like a few moments, but I didn't expect that. Anyways, I'm just gonna kind of glaze over this because it was nothing special. We just kind of talked and then stopped talking, and she never really came back. Who knows, maybe she got bored of me or something else happened in her life, I don't really know. Then later on, I worked there for a few months by then, and a new employee came to work there who was a girl, and pretty quickly after we had been introduced to them, I feel like there was at least some kind of connection there, and I was just kind of going along with it to see where it led. I had a mindset by this time I wasn't really focusing too much on relationships or trying to like find one, but I just went along with it because, I like to believe that love will happen just whenever it's meant to. Yeah, we talked a lot, and then we met up just like twice, I think, with some other friends and, got some food and drinks. We would talk on and off, obviously at work and stuff, but again, it didn't really feel like it was anything that was going anywhere. It just kind of felt like maybe that was my fault. I don't know. Look back on it, maybe it was my fault. I didn't put enough effort into showing that I was interested. Regardless, in the end, though, it didn't really matter too much because I ended up leaving that job and moving away again for just a little bit. So that connection really just kind of went away. I didn't even have a number. So yeah, that was my experience at the Korean barbecue, at least with love or whatever that was. I'm getting off the ground. I look like an idiot. This ground is freezing and it's uncomfortable, so hold on. Okay, I ended up changing shirts or putting this on over my collared shirt because I got this all dirty. Big surprise. You saw where I was laying. Yeah, I have like dust all over it. Yeah, I was talking about Korean barbecue. I quit the Korean barbecue, and pretty much from there wasn't too much interesting stuff. I worked at like another place. I'm not gonna get into it because it's not really important. I tried out a few things like just picking up some hobbies, trying to learn the guitar. I had a period where I wanted to learn how to sing. Didn't last very long. I still want to, but I didn't really last very long. But something that kept on coming back to me that I've wanted to really do since I was a kid was YouTube in a way, or just something online entertainment, I guess. When I was younger, on and off at least, I would try to like be a YouTuber. Okay, I wanted to. I grew up watching YouTube, and I always wanted to be like a gaming YouTuber or some kind of like vlogger or something. That was definitely one of my main passions that I've always had, but it wasn't really something I took super serious up until this point in the story in my life. And so, I did all the basic shit, tried to learn how to edit, film, what I needed to do to make everything better, and how I could grow and actually start making it taking it seriously, and I did all the basic cringe YouTube stuff, just trying to make something stick. I'm not gonna get into all that because it's not really important. It's not what I ended up doing. But shortly after that, something hit me. I guess a kind of a new perspective on what I wanted to do, and just a new idea that I've never really thought about was voice acting. I had heard it a few times before from like my friends and just people that I met saying that I had a decent voice, and then I could probably be like, I remember one of my friends told me I could be like a radio show host or something. I don't know, I thought it was stupid. But the more and more people I met that had said that to me, something eventually clicked and I was like, wait, I wonder if I can actually do something with that. I mean, I did like watching anime and shows and like that was always something interesting, acting and voice acting. I'd never really thought about that, but It sounded fun. I ended up doing a lot of smaller like voice acting roles in just random like personal projects for people, and it worked. I mean, I actually did all right for a little bit there, but it wasn't like super serious yet. I didn't have a really good idea of where I'd go from there. Some time had passed. Blah blah blah. Not really important, but I eventually, and I'm not gonna get into all the details. Okay, maybe I'll share them another time. I don't really want to talk about my story with Alex yet. Maybe we could do that in a video together, kind of like how we met and our full story. So I'll just say that so you guys know whenever I started voice acting in the other channel with Alex and everyone else, and that whole adventure started. That was definitely whenever a big part of my life changed for sure. I started that off. Shit, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like barely good at voice acting and making. I did felt like out of place again. I felt out of place, but I really, whenever I started doing that, I hadn't put my 100% all into something like I had with that. I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like that was like kind of my dream in a way, being able to be someone like that. Like especially voicing a character. It was very, very fun. And it turned out to be obviously something just amazing down the line, but that was a lot of fun. It was a big change. There was a lot of new stuff to learn and experience because wow, I really got thrown into the deep end with that with the fans and everything. You guys are there were some very passionate, crazy people, and I mean you guys still are, but even more so back then. But it was just so much fun. Like it really was. I mean I don't necessarily miss that. I love where I'm at now, but it was a great time in my life, and I get so much enjoyment out of that. I will say that it got a lot better and more enjoyable after certain people left because those people are the most toxic fucking human beings I've ever met. I mean, shit, I'm not gonna go into anything. I wish that a part of me wishes that I would have said something sooner to, I don't know, maybe help Alex and her image because it was just all fucking twisted and turned around on her for some reason. I'll just tell you, you want to talk about fucking toxic relationships, friendships, workplace, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure if you went back, you'd probably be able to hear some of the times that I was quiet. Yeah, you'd wonder why I started getting more talkative later on. Holy shit, that was obviously not everyone was like that. We have a great group of people that we're still very good friends with. But it's kind of funny because we all kind of like almost trauma bonded in a way over our experiences with those people. And it was so sad because Alex was the only normal one out of those people, and she had to deal with him the most, and it, it just was, and it was just so hard to see sometimes because Alex was the one getting the most of it, and like she was just the most innocent, lovable person, and she didn't deserve any of that. God, just talking about it again, sometimes it just really gets under my skin. It makes me want to like talk about things, but I'm not gonna get into that. Now, I don't have any obligation or contract telling me I can't say shit. Okay, I could really. Oh my god, you guys really don't know even 2% of it. It's crazy. It hurt me so much seeing how that situation got handled and how the internet handled it because I just hate it because sometimes the true evil people don't get the light shined on them until it's too late, until it's already done, the damage is already done, and there's already so many fucking people who have just spread a ridiculous amount of false information and bullshit around. Anyways, just know that the people that you have seen us be currently friends with, they are great and we love them and they are all our friends, and together we all pretty much experienced different kinds of trauma from those people. I know I got off topic again. I'd just leave that. I would leave that part of this just with don't be so quick to just believe someone's words online, okay? Because 90% of the time you can just make up whatever the fuck you want. And people do. Don't be one of the stupid people that just believe it because it's on your For You page and you choose to believe it because you don't want to do research or you don't want to just like consider there's another side to it. And just don't spread hate, guys. No matter what or who it's about, don't spread hate. It's never worth it. And it doesn't help you, it doesn't make you feel any better. And you have to remember that at the end of the day, the person you're hating on is just a human being. And just don't spread hate. It's never worth it. And it doesn't help you, it doesn't make you feel any better. And you have to remember that at the end of the day, the person you're hating on is just a human being. And just don't spread hate. It's never worth it. And it doesn't help you, it doesn't make you feel any better. And you have to remember that at the end of the day, the person you're hating on is just a human being. And unless they've done something really fucking horrible that they deserve to be punished for, just give them a fucking break. Well, they're trying, you know. Anyways, yeah, give Alex all the love because she deserves it. She really does. She's a great human being, and I would absolutely not choose anyone else to be my best friend and to be the person that I enjoy being around the most. She's just wonderful, and she doesn't deserve anything less than all the love in the world, especially after all the shit she's had to deal with. So yeah, anyways, speaking about Alex, let me get back on topic. Yeah, Alex is in my life now. If you're new here, we have this other channel which I'm not gonna mention. If you want to go do your research, you can go find that. But it's just we had another channel that we played characters on, and that was a whole chapter in our lives. But during that chapter and during all the things that happened during that was, I think it really just bonded me and Alex together a lot. This is the first time in my life that I had someone that I really enjoyed being around. Like I don't know, she was very different than anyone else that I had met. She was always herself and she was always honest, and she admitted whenever she didn't like something or like someone. She was just open, and she liked a lot of the things that I liked, surprisingly, and we just kind of connected the more that we hung out and got to know each other. Like I said, going through the stuff that we went through over the years, it really just helped solidify that bond we had, I think, and just make it stronger, and just got to a point where we were doing everything together. And we would travel together, we would see each other's families together, and it was really, she just made my life complete. Shane, that's like the cheesiest thing I've said in this video. Okay, listen, I don't know how else to word it. It just, it felt like that piece of the puzzle, that one that you can't find. It's just hidden under some blanket or rug or chair or somewhere, you know, table. You find it and it fits really well. It's perfect, and it's the last piece of that puzzle, you know? She's kind of been that piece of the puzzle for me. She's really, truly someone that I am so grateful to have found and lucky to have found in my life. Someone that I will always try to just cherish and take care of in any way I can, because she means the world to me. And I think that our bond is something that you don't really get in life very often, or it's at least like you get like one good chance at it, you know? I feel like for everyone, they have that other someone out there, you know, that's just like perfect, you know, your other half in a way. This sounds really, really bad, okay? Look, I mean this she's been my best friend for years, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like I said in the beginning, really love getting to know someone and just being just genuine and wholesome, and getting to see all their flaws and all the things they like, all the things they don't like, experiencing things with them, experiencing the ups and downs, and getting past them and moving on and growing. And I love that. I love that story, that the arcs that we go through and the build up. She's just meant the whole world to me, and I wouldn't have had any of it happen any other way. And I know this is gonna get clipped a million times, but I'm gonna say it. Take it how you will, okay? But I think she feels the same way in a certain way, at least. Alex is probably the closest thing that I've ever found to love, at least true love, you know, like a real bonded love that feels pure and genuine, you know. And like what I said earlier, I really think that things like that genuine connection you get with people, it doesn't just come out of like going to look for it. It happens whenever you least expect it. It happens whenever it's meant to happen. And I definitely did not expect it ever to run into her in my life. I never expected to find someone that I could share every. God, this sounds so bad. Okay, like I mean this in just the most wholesome way. Okay, because I want you guys to know how much she means to me, and like she'll always mean to me. Like I feel like we're the kind of people together that like no matter what either of us did, we would just be okay with it and work it out and figure it out. Like if she did some horrible thing, like I'd be on the boat with her, you know, moving to another country to hide or something. I don't know. And there's just absolutely nothing I could think of or imagine that could change the way that I see her and would want to ever end what we have. Holy shit, I can just see the comments now, bro. What am I doing? I'm sorry, I'm getting into it too much, aren't I? Look, guys, I'll say this, alright? We've said things about being together before, so it's not new. We've talked about this before, and we've both talked about this personally too many times about that, like, we love each other, okay? I love Alex. I know she loves hope she loves me too. We care for each other a lot. And I just don't ever we don't want that to ever change, you know? We don't want that to ever go away the way that we see each other or feel about each other right now. And I'm content with it right now as we are. She's amazing. There's, everything's going great. There's not really anything that I'd want to change right now for the most part. But like I said, things happen for a reason. They really do. And, if something's meant to happen to us, it'll happen. So yeah, anyways, holy shit. I've been going off about a lot of random stuff, haven't I? I'm so sorry about that. I've been ranting, I've been yapping about nothing. Yeah, you got me going country. It's like 4 a.m. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so that was the Alex arc in my story. We're pretty much just here now. Speaking of Alex, she just walked in. Hi.
What are you doing awake at 3 a.m.?
What are you doing awake at 3 a.m.?
I got up to get a snack. What are you doing? I saw the lights were on. You look so stupid.
Wow! Fuck off! What, asshole?
What are you doing?
This is the person I was just talking about. This is the person I was just going on
about. You
about.
were talking shit?
Yeah, I was talking shit.
I bet.
Yeah, they just had me going country on them a second ago. I was really getting heated.
I was just getting a midnight snack, bro. What are you doing?
What were you gonna get, big bag, huh?
Talking to yourself.
How about I make us something? Damn, alright, fine. I won't make us something then. Shit.
Levi senpai.
What?
What are you saying, you weirdo?
Go to bed. What just happened? What the fuck just happened? Has she been drinking? Nah, I think that's just 4 a.m. Alex, bro. I'm telling you, it's scary. Whenever it hits a certain time in the night and she hasn't slept or gotten food. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Wrap what up, bitch? You ain't getting any action to wrap that up.
Why are you still here? Cause why?
It's just so funny. What are you doing awake?
I am talking about stuff.
3 a.m.
I don't sleep half the time. You know this.
What were you talking
You're just
about?
You're just gonna sit. Welcome. Have a seat.
I'll watch.
You'll watch? Oh, okay, I was just wrapping it up, so it's okay. Yeah, I was wrapping it up. I wouldn't know what that's like.
Indoor.
I was just outside. Leave me alone.
You're so funny.
Oh my god. Do you see what I have to deal with? I live with this now.
He's got shoes in the house. And pants. I bet they can't even see you wearing pants.
They could see earlier.
Right, I'll leave.
No, you could stay. It's fine. Just anyways. Okay, alright. I was saying that, yeah, basically, I don't have a girlfriend yet.
Then why are you talking about wrapping it up?
I can't. Look. If you want more talking about this, I don't know. Maybe another day. All right. It's over. Okay. Maybe one day, when the time's right, I'll fall in love with someone better and that treats me like a.
Are you being all
Are you a race car?
You're being all mushy.
What?
You're being all mushy.
Why don't you just grab Merb and fucking hold him and just...
Do you want him?
No, I don't want Merb. I don't want Marb.
No,
No, don't throw... Oh my...
Go to bed!
Ow!
Go to bed, it's 3 a.m.
You asshole! Hi, Marb. Okay. Yeah, I was saying that I'm single, and I'm a Pringle, single as Pringle. I lost what I was saying before. I think you guys heard me.
I got a message from someone who's interested in being your girlfriend.
Okay. What'd they say?
They said that they wanted to get close to you because you might like them.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
I had someone else too ask me where you lived.
Did you tell them?
No.
You got so many DMs about me, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
They only care about you.
No, I was just telling them that I... Never mind.
Did you see that?
They didn't, but the cat just fell. That was embarrassing. Gee, are you good? Bro, if you guys have a cat, you know, whenever they like fall and they act like nothing happened, it's so embarrassing for them and they act like nothing happened. You gotta laugh at them. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Why are you smiling? Stop, okay? It's just a fucking figure of speech. Yeah, you know, love is great. I can't focus.
Except you've never experienced
Yeah,
it.
that's the end of the video. Okay, bye. If you want more yapping videos like this, let me know. I'd love to do. Bye. I'll see you later. Okay, I'm gonna go put this one to bed. All right. Good night. Let's go to bed.